So, PSGL, the final league race on F1 24. Abu Dhabi, round 9 of the season, guys. Very simple. Previous episode on screen now. Go watch it because things happened and spoilers can arrive. I'm going to show you guys the standings heading into this race right now. So, again, spoiler warning. But on screen now, you have the championship standings heading into this one. To be fair, I ain't really got a lot to fight for. However, the battle for the World Championship, I think, is a 9-car fight, including my teammate. So, we're going to try and help Lewis whenever possible. In the meantime, that's going to be it. It's been a fun season. Obviously, the podium in Bahrain was the highlight. We're going to try and end on a high and match that result. If not, go one better or two better. So let's get into qualifying and let's see what happens. Here we go then, Abu Dhabi, and actually one of, if not my worst track in league racing terms. I actually quite enjoy the track. I'm just very slow. So I did extra practice for this particular event. It wasn't particularly great already. Already off to an average start. Turn 1 wasn't my best. And there was a few things which we'll get into in a bit that actually did dictate my performance a little bit in this particular qualifying session. Now on to the back straight. Yeah, 0.4 first. It's almost a 10th off where I need to be. We're exactly that, a 10th off in the first sector, which is down to the gear that I chose through turn 1. Now braking at the chicane on the back straight, we get the car stopped quite nicely, get a decent bit of direction change, but I didn't quite get the braking right. Bottomed out a little bit there on the curb, on the entry to the chicane, on the right side. And that's exactly why, because we had brake marker boards, which basically stopped me from really getting over across all the way. Through turn 11, 52.2 at the split as we now make our way into the last part of the lap through the hotel section. Just important here to lean on every bit of curb to make the track as wide as possible and go as quickly as possible. Now into the final 2 corners here to close out the lap. You can actually attack this final corner and cut it quite a fair bit. We take the bollard with us over the line. Scruffy last corner, but I'll take it. That's not bad. That's not bad for a banker. I'll take that. My best bank is a 0.6. PB is a 0.3. 0.6 or 0.5 would be lovely now. Lewis disconnected. So we have the lap time references. Now, there's an important thing here to note. We're running with collisions off, which means ghost cars or ghosting is on. So if somebody else knocks down a bollard, it doesn't actually knock it down on my screen. And I kind of realised this halfway through the session, something I didn't actually know, to be fair. And that does affect things a little bit. Oh, that's a shame. That was a really good corner there. We had meant for the snap. Now, this particular track, you want to knock down all the bollards and all the brake marker boards to basically make the track as wide as possible, like here, for example. So I should have done this on my out lap or my in laps, and I didn't quite realise at the time. Well, somehow I didn't throw the lap away, but that wasn't ideal. Now, anyway, that aside, we have had a bit of a scruffy turn 5 hairpin, also a scruffy chicane on the back straight. So we're now actually down on our lap time, which is a bit of a shame because, again, I know I've got some pace. I've done a 0.3 around here, which, you know, is pretty damn good. Making our way into the final part of the lap through the hotel. You can see the bollards are not here anymore. We've knocked those down, so we're going to be able to attack the track way more, but we do just get a bit too much inside curb. No, not taking this. We'll throw that one away. And we're going to basically try again. If you abandon one of your runs, you can basically get 4 timed laps in, or 4 attempts of a timed lap in. So we're going to bail out, go again, and yeah, with just under 6 minutes to go, we're going to go for our 3rd attempt. Turn 1, I hit one of the brake marker boards on entry, so I lost some speed. We actually nailed turn 1, but it just, changed my line a bit, which was a shame because I lost what could have been a really strong first sector. Instead, though, we're still finding time like on the previous run. Just a shame it could have been a bit more. This time we don't lose the back end out of turn 5, but I don't gain any time, which I thought there was a bit more time there. So I kind of surprised myself, maybe still not quite getting the line right. Now down towards the chicane. Again, we're going to brake at what would be the 100-meter board down to 3rd gear. There's a little bit of a curb difference, which is kind of your... Oh, damn it. I didn't need that. Which is your braking point, but you can see we messed up the chicane again. We are still up by a fraction, though. And sector 3 is where I think there's a bit more time to find. Oh no, fucked that up entirely. What a terrible run. I'm just going to use the end lap to knock down the remaining brake marker boards so I can get a clear lap. Haven't done this right. I should have done this all on the first run, but I didn't think of this because of the ghosting. So now we've taken out the brake markables. Hopefully we can now go flat out. We're going to get one more shot at this. We're going to be, I think, the last car to start a lap, if not the penultimate car to start a lap. So here we go, out the last corner, over the line, down towards turn 1. No markables on the way, so we can turn in exactly how I want. But I get the understeer, and I just didn't quite clip the inside curb, so I don't quite get the rotation through that. Still not good, messed up. And yeah, it just wasn't optimal. So we're improving in sector 1, but it really isn't the best. Through turn 5, this time we get the line and the exit, and that's a bit better. That's a bit more like it. If I'd just done my best first sector, we could have been somewhere in the region of about a tenth and a half up right now. Instead though, it's only half a tenth. Now then, brake at the curb as it changes down to third, left, and then flick it right. Important to keep some throttle on, which is going to make a difference through the chicane. No, I just can't do the lap. I'm blowing up everywhere. And again, I had time gain and then I lost it all on the exit, so we're still only half a tenth up. Through turn 11, not super tight through there. You want to try and be tighter, so we're still just carrying that half a tenth advantage as we now head into the hotel section. Good entry, nice and wide. We sling the car in, but we don't quite carry enough speed through this section, which does cost us on our exit, and still we just haven't gained any time since sector 1. Through the last corner though, we send the car in, bit of a snap, over the line we go. Oh, terrible, man. There was time in the last corner, but that was terrible. Way off what I was doing. We managed to scrape a 5, but I mean, that really was poor. My pace, you know, in practice should have at least given me, I'd say, P7. That was definitely achievable. In that little gap between P6, P7, that would have been fine, but we just couldn't put the lap together, especially turn 5 and also the chicane, turn 6 and 7 basically. So those two corners cost us. Couldn't quite get the lap right. To be fair, in turn 1 as well, you know, it just a shame. Couldn't get the lap together, and that's it. Bottom line, Stephen Vasso is on pole. Lewis Welch is actually a 10th behind me in P17. He's going for the title as well, so we need to try and help him, or at least try to help him move forward in this one. But either way, tight grid, 18 cars, qualifying done. We're now going to move into the last race of the season here in PSGL. What do you reckon, 0.5?
Fuel?
Yeah.
Just go with that. If you want to get up into the top 10, you can start on mediums.
It's just I'm not aggressive. Do I want to go for this? No, I want to go hards. Fuck it. Should I go a bit on the fuel because I'm on hards in the train?
No, you'll be fine.
I'll trust the process. Fuck it. Hard tyres. Let's go. Right. Strategy. Ready to go. Hard tyres. I was debating going mediums, but we'll see if this works out. Lights out. And away we go. We jump Arion off the line right away as he had a bit of a delayed reaction to the lights. So we're going to get that position down towards turn 1. On the inside line, we've got a Lewis on the outside. So just going to be careful and leave a little room as we now head through turn 2, turn 3, and now down towards 4 and 5. Important to now pick the right line into the hairpin. We're going to go fairly late on the brakes. Looks like behind Tim Tornimo is actually getting stuck in. Of course, he's also fighting for the championship, so these guys are going to be quite aggressive. Oh, I've got no slipstream on this side. Watch for the brake check. Exactly, watch for the brake check. Easy around the outside. Still keeping our car in as we now look up ahead, and there's a bit of contact there as almost there was a huge collision. We pull out to the right side and we're almost 4 abreast, but we back out as we are running out of juice and battery down the straight, and now Arion goes down the inside. Lewis has gone through as well in that process, so we've somehow dropped to last. How did I get last out of all that? That's unbelievable, Chief.
Igor P3 and Carlos P8 on mediums, the rest are on hards, I think.
So there's some early tyre info as we tried to get Alessandro Finn into that right-hander, but yeah, somehow after all of that, we're down to last. I will say it's for lack of aggression, but just unlucky, really. Anyway, lap 1 draws to a close, and we've actually lost. Let's test these wings out. Lost a couple of positions as we're now going to get into the straight line speed test. DRS now enabled down the back straight, side by side here with Alessandro Finn. Now into the braking zone, into the chicane. Arion ahead.
Many poos shot out of my A-line.
I shat myself, mate. Oh, fuck, I hope this is my race because of that. I think Arion's got damage.
He does. That was front left.
Now, we've managed to stay in the train, but with Arbion boxing, we're now out of DRS range, and I don't exactly have a lot of battery to close in, so we might be in trouble now.
Green flag.
And that's a bit of an issue, because around here, DRS is absolutely critical. Oh, this is going to be long. And I've already realised we're not going to make it. I'm using every last bit of the charge. We're going to try and send it into turn 5, but unfortunately, we're not going to have DRS, and this is now going to leave us with no battery for the 2 straights, and this race has suddenly gone uphill for us. I could have cut the chicane and then tried to get a move after the race, but you know, it's just tricky. Like, what do you do? Do you stay on track, or do you just fucking cut? Because I could have easily got a pen, you know, for cutting the chicane for the sake of staying in the train, and you know, you don't really want to get that. I'll get a warning if you can avoid it. So yeah, at the minute we have nothing more than just, you know, do the laps, try and set our pace and do our PBs, and you can see we've done a couple in a row, but we're still way off the purple laps because of the lack of DRS on the straights. There's a chance I could cash back up once the guys at medium start to fade, but that's going to be my only chance. I've got to be closer when that happens. I'm trying to build back up to a full charge so I can have a lap where I can push really hard in case anything happens. I've got something up my sleeve to push with. And literally at the end of that lap, now in the top left, you're going to see a bit of position movement. Oh my god.
Okay, the incident's been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed. Come on.
This is what I saved the battery for. So a bit of chaos and a few shenanigans. We're not back in DRS range, but at least we've, you know, taken a significant chunk of time back out of them. So we're closer once again. I'm going to hang on to this battery. Now we're going to try and deploy this later on when, again, I feel it's the right time. I don't want to panic or just use it for the sake of using it. Who got damage there?
Oliver Knott.
I'm going to use everything on the battery here to try and not bleed on the straight. So Oliver Knott, car not directly ahead, but the one after has damage. We're now using that battery reserve to basically compensate for the lack of DRS. You can see at turn 5 at the hairpin, the gap was 1.4, and the gap is still 1.4 now. So that battery has worked well because we can now push through here, and of course, you know, damage cars and whatnot. We should be able to close in, and that's exactly what we've done. And we're now going to have DRS, at least for the time being, off some of these cars. I don't know if it's the entire trend, there's a few splits, but either way, we are back in the pack as we're going to set a personal best by about 3 tenths, 125.3. So that kind of highlights, you know, the pace, and we're actually doing okay. It's just, you know, DRS is literally everything around this track. Only thing is now, typical, I get back in and the train splits, and that is a classic. That's you know, the league racing hallmark this year for my races anyway. Lap 8 behind Oliver Knott, of course, with that damage. Now in the DRS, we're going to try and challenge this in the second half of the straight. We put him under some pressure. He runs wide with understeer because of that damage, and we go clean past.
I think Tim might have damage on the front left, looking at your POV.
So another car with potential issues. We're going to get past him, and we're also just going to follow Lucas Beisner through. We're going to try and just sit back. He runs it in a bit deep, but we're going to hopefully now get the DRS for this straight. We've got plenty of charge, you know, over 80%. So we're going to try and now use this to basically launch ourselves onto Lewis and Alessandro Finn up ahead, and again get DRS on the cars ahead.
E9 and 10 are on medium.
They're starting to struggle.
They should do in the next 2 laps.
We'll Galindo's in. So a few cars started to box, especially those off the mediums. You can see we have managed to get ourselves within DRS range of Alessandro, Daniel and Lewis. So again, track, of course I catch up on the train brakes though, typical. The one time the train never broke and I wasn't in it.
Oh mate, what is wrong with these donuts?
8th and 9th from mediums.
Are you hoping for a switch?
Yeah, like, I burn down the first straight, and you can just burn on the second.
If I can get to you, we can work together.
Oh my god.
None of these two are going to go, Lewis. Now, my teammate Lewis Walsh is getting frustrated. You can see the train ahead has got away. Alessandro and Daniel Gottschalk are not working with Lewis, and we're losing time. So I'm going to try and see if I can work my way up here and basically help him out.
Eagle pit, last main runner's done. So it's just hard runners left.
It's not ideal, but he completely backed out of that. Let's try and work together, Lewis, for a few laps.
Yeah, you'll need to get past Daniel for that to happen. Because he's just not making anything easier at all.
Right, that's enough of that brake bias. Jesus Christ, 55 it is. So, starting to struggle with the back end. Usually midway through your stint around here, you want to maybe put the brake bias up a little bit to compensate for, car stability, but that allows Alessandro to go through, which is really not ideal, as we're basically now, me and Lewis, getting stuck here with Daniel and Alessandro, and we're just not able to work, and we're losing time. Too many mistakes this race. Yeah, just really unfortunate. Daniel does box though, so that might now open up the window of opportunity. I'd be happy to just go long, and we just both work together in the next stint to just fucking try and do something. We just constantly swap next stint between the two of us and work together. We can just drive as a pair.
If you get past Alessandro, it's going to work.
So we have a game plan. I tried to float the idea of us going long and working together. That's our only hope.
You'll have to work together for like 2 laps.
Okay, be aware, the grip levels are going to start falling away soon.
I swear if Alessandro wants it to happen or not. So I think we can do this. I think Lewis and myself can work together. Still half a race to go, pretty much. If we can have a strong end to this stint, and then just a strong second stint throughout, he's going to burn everything now. We might be able to go through, but you can see Alessandro has no interest in having us work together because he's now trying to attack Lewis. 0 racing IQ. Let him go. Let him box on this one. Just let him go. Let him box. We can just work together. It's freaking paramount that we both get him now. Next time around.
Yeah, both straights get him.
So Alessandro didn't box on that one, so we're now going to have to make the move, and this time we are in position. So Lewis is going to go through, and we are basically going to follow, and hopefully that will be that. Down towards the chicane, on the brakes.
Off, man.
Lewis doesn't have the best chicane, granted, a little bit suboptimal, so we tried to minimise time loss, and we're going to basically leave him a toe and a slipstream all the way down this straight towards turn 11. What do you want to do?
Just double swap.
Oh, double swap, okay. Yeah, go for it.
I can burn it, you can burn.
Swap on this straight.
I'll just go middle of the road, you just bear right, stay on the line. So, we're now going to start double swapping, essentially both DRS straights. We're going to go back and forth and just see if we can really start to string something together and make some progress and just try and get our race back on track for both of us, because we've both been in the wars here today. Let me go left. Let me get the tight line. And that's more like it. That's what you want.
Yeah, Alessandro a bit, so he's going to try and get ahead of you.
Because it's probably, if you're quicker in sector 3, it's not ideal that I get ahead into sector 3 if you're quicker through there, jump trying to say.
Yeah, you can try it.
Yeah, swap.
Yeah, on my way.
And then one of you has to pit.
Lost tail loose.
46.
46 right left, right rear.
Oh shit, whoops, my bad. This time I get the chicane a little bit wrong as I run in a bit deep and lose the back end on exit as well. I got 47 right rear, so we're basically the same.
I can charge and go one longer, I don't mind.
Yeah, go for it. I'll burn, I'll pit.
Well, no, would it be better if I pit because I'm behind, so I'll come out closer to you.
Okay, sure, yeah, I can do that as well. So, quick change of plan there. Lewis will basically undercut me so that when I box now this lap, he'll be ahead of us. We also get a warning for track limits at the last corner. Anyway, decent in lap. We're now going to head in though, and we're going to get those mediums on. Everybody actually went quite long in general in that first stint on hards. Oh, I can see cars for once. We're now going to see where exactly we rejoin. It's going to be a 2.2 stop, or at least that's what it should be, give or take. And hopefully we can rejoin with Lewis there or thereabouts, and again, just get back on it and work together. Damn, fresh tyres gave a lot. Whew.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
Undercut was quite strong though, and Lewis got quite a significant gap. You can see 1.7 there, 1.8. So we're going to have to catch back up 1.5. We're just out of DRS range here, so I used all my battery to try and nick DRS off him, but we're not quite close enough to make it work right now. So you'll have to let me get in if you want this to work. I'm out of battery. I'll use everything on the pit out. Just charge up, and you can do a pull in sector 3. I straight up give Lewis the instruction to just wait up just enough so I can get DRS in this next straight and we can get back to working right away. Cheers, let's go. Just a double swap, whatever battery we have. So now we're going to get stuck in. You can see on the mini-map, everyone's heading down towards the chicane. The field's kind of spread out and everyone's kind of, it's all broken up a little bit. So it could be game on here, and if that lead group kind of merges, they'll lose more time. So essentially now we're just going to keep swapping around lap after lap after lap. and just trying to run the pace, you know, set our personal bests and just see how close we get. You can see now on the mini-map how they've all bunched up out of turn 11 here, so we are starting to close in. I'll try and get in his DRS, and hopefully we don't catch him in sector 3, we can get him next time around and don't lose any time. Now we're going to re-encounter Alessandro Finn. Patrick Dackmeyer, I believe, is the last car on the end of the train, so we are almost there. We're going to try and make sure we're efficient when passing Alessandro now. Oh, I got it. Just charge. I'll charge in sector 3. If we both get a full charge, we can blast past next time. I'm getting held up now. We efficiently got DRS for the second straight, but we're now being held a little bit through this part of the lap. Hopefully we can both clear him and just pass and crack on, just like we were doing before, and close in.
Both on this straight.
Oh, hello. Yellow flag.
Green flag.
It's Tim, don't worry. He's like that down.
So that's one of the championship contenders. That's Tim Tornimo, who is a lap down, as Lewis says. We got the inside of Alessandro here, doing it on purpose so that he loses time so you can get through. This time a bit of a better move compared to earlier on in the race, as we now pull ahead. We've got basically near enough full charge, and you can see Lewis is going to follow us through as we head into the chicane. However,
Why, man?
Alessandro chose to re-challenge, which is very, very, very suboptimal. So I tried to basically give Lewis the slipstream here, but I kind of got it a bit wrong because he caught me quicker than I thought, which wasn't really ideal. Sorry, I didn't think you catch that quick. That basically just allowed the battle to extend, but luckily Lewis will get the inside line through here and will make the move stick. There is Tornimo ahead as well in the Ferrari. Nice.
And the whole rest of the train is on one together.
We're catching, they're losing a lot of time. And yeah, now we're back on it and we're starting to make progress. At this stage I was actually quite quick and I was actually pulling along quite nice. Oh wow, we're there. Come on. Tornimo's giving me DRS, I think.
P2, 4 and 6 on hards. So those are the ones.
You can stay ahead then, Tom.
Oh, credit to Tim for that. He's probably obviously lost the championship, so he's just trying to cause chaos. I'm just going to charge now for the last lap, and if anything happens, we'll be there. Oh, the train's going to break now, is it? Right now, on the penultimate lap, just as we get back in. Every time we get back in, it just breaks. It just...
It's the hard runner, that's why.
Without foul. So yet again, possible break, and they're battling quite a lot now.
You've got tyres a lot fresher than all of these.
That's a bit of making count.
How can I got that, man?
Bias in his battery.
It's a second.
Now, Lewis actually lost DRS on me through turn 5, unfortunately, so he's not going to have it on this straight. That's going to delay his progress, so inadvertently they're just getting caught unawares. But now, though, we pass Lucas Beisler, and we're now pressuring Patrick Dackmeyer. I believe we have more battery, also obviously much better tyres than him as we now head onto the back straight.
Patrick burning 30, down to 20.
So we're very close, but I think I've got a little bit more battery. We also send it partly on the inside of Daniel Gottschalk, and we are going to execute basically a triple overtake in that kind of straight and a half as we get past 3 cars, and we're now into the points in P10. Now then, behind Carlos Galindo, one of the hard tyre runners, we've got very, fresh medium still at this stage. We are going to try and go for the sneak attack here, and we're going to try and launch this one into the last corner down the inside. It's a traction battle on the way out though. That didn't work. Couldn't quite get Carlos. We'll try again into turn 5. Not a lot of grip on the inside curb there, and again Carlos just hangs on, so we're going to hang back. Going to save my battery for the second straight.
Just be careful of Daniel behind.
And that's exactly it. Just got to watch out for behind, but if I can save some battery, that might just play into our hands onto the next straight. I probably should have gone for the dive bomb here, but I chose not to, opting to get the exit and the run down this straight. And you can see again we're going to open the DRS and now use every bit of the battery here. Oh wow, Carlos has got a lot of battery. Jeez. And yeah, he had more than I thought. Too wide ahead. Down the inside we go. Big launch. Also an incident there with Igor Plashevsky. Bit of contact.
Green flag.
I just got clipped on the left rear there. What the hell? As out of nowhere, Carlos came back on track and clearly gained some time, which, me watching it back now, I can't believe I didn't report him because I was near enough basically ahead on the exit of 11, and then he just went off track to basically re-challenge. And into the last corner, he defends this time, and that's going to be it.
Guys, thank you so much. You've been great all weekend. To everyone back in the factory, on a pit wall, you've been amazing.
Getting anything out of that's a bit of a miracle, to be honest. I thought I cleared Carlos and he was still there out of turn. I don't know if he went all the way off track just to fucking stay there or not, but I thought I had him. Like the red arrow was cleared and then suddenly it just reappeared next to me. Well, there we go. That is it, guys, for the race. I have no idea where I'm actually going to finish. I think a lot happened that we didn't see in the train, you know, trying to catch up and damage, possible pens removed, who knows. I think we'll get points, and I think Lewis will get points as well. I think P9, P10 is going to be my guess in terms of our finishing positions at the end, but I could be wrong. We'll see what happens. Either way, we did what we could. It was a good fight back. We worked together as best as possible. The reality was we was too far behind the first stint and then too far behind in the second stint, you know, just the way it goes. Very unlucky in that one to just lose DRS at both times. And yeah, unfortunately, that was our race. So yeah, in the end, I think I could have started mediums and gone hards. That might have been the right choice. That was my gut feeling, but I went against it again. Lessons learned for next season. Either way, on screen, you're going to have the final championship standings. Again, I have no idea where I'm going to finish. I think I was 16th heading into this one, so if I get a top 15, nice. If not, it is what it is. I think we'll finish 4th in the Constructors. That's my guess. So yeah, overall, it hasn't been too bad. We got a podium. Lewis won a pair of races, and that's not too shabby. I think Tier 4 is our level for the time being. Anyway, cheers for watching, guys. Massively appreciate it. I've loved league racing on the channel. I spent my best thing, I think, on the channel I've enjoyed on F1 24 more than career mode. So if you guys want to see more, leave a like, subscribe for more for F1 25 league racing, and I'll see you guys in my next one very soon. A massive shout out to the members of the channel. Check out the 2 videos on screen, and I'll see you next time. Take care, and that's goodbye from me.